maybe some of you join at some point. But yeah, I think this is one of the first Friday streams I do. I cannot recall if I've done Fridays before. But anyhow, today I'm going to be drawing this gal right here. This is gonna go live on the other streams as well. Hopefully you can see me and hear me. Let's start this one, and let's start this one. Hi, thanks for joining. Huh. Let's see about this other stream. Let's see if it starts working. Kind of funny. I'm going live on all the platforms that I can. Yeah, I got it. Alright, this should be working. That is working, and it should be working too. Okay, we're live on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. I don't know which other one. Yeah, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. Yeah. Anyhow, let's get to it. So yesterday I drew this. I don't have the reference right now, but yeah, you can see it on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. I'm going to do the first shot for this, because I also make short videos out of this streams rather. Sorry, it's been a really long day for me. Woke up like at 6 a.m. or something. Yeah. Alright, just gonna frame the shot. Hi Stephanie. Thanks for joining. Alright, let's see. It should be working everywhere. Alright, just do the first shot. I'm gonna get close here. The reference, so I can get that right. Let's see. really liked about this picture is the hair, like the way it has a lot of volume in the picture. It's a good portrait. Good looking model too. This picture is from Joshua Rawson Harris. You can find him on Unsplash if you wanna check it out for yourself. Been using that website a lot lately. There are others. There's also Pixabay, and I know there are others, but those are the ones that I tend to use. Those are kind of the ones that I remember. I have to be careful on this part because it's fairly easy to get the proportions wrong and then just falls on its face, pun intended. Please let me know if the music is too overpowering. I figured out how to add music to one of the streams rather than all of them. So, but I think I can mess it up sometimes. Still learning. Come on. Also, fun fact, it's easier to draw if you are really well rested. Which I guess makes total sense, right? Because that's the main tool that you're using. my pencil grip, yeah. I guess I tend to forget about it. That's funny. Yeah, you're a little late to shame me about it. Like I've been drawing like this for ever. But yeah, at some point I believe they try to make me grip the pencil differently, and I guess I can also do different grips. But actually, when I was younger, I developed sort of like a callus in that area for a little bit because of exactly what you're talking about. That's kind of funny. I'm just drawing this portrait that you can see right there, trying to not mess up the proportions. Might get it wrong, but pencil grip. It's really funny. I should get one of those. I had them back home. Those grips for tattooing. They're really comfortable. Maybe I should go back to that. Just tattooing. Just didn't pursue that for not being the most extroverted person ever. So when you're tattooing, you need to be like super. I guess I'm talking to people anyway. So proportions, okay. Oh yeah, that's true. Hopefully that's not what happens. So your grip is different. Yeah, I believe. I honestly believe after all the years of studying illustration and looking at other people draw, like I'm pretty sure there's as many grips as there's people on this planet. It just happened to be the case that for whatever reason it was like a whole subject matter that you're supposed to grab a pencil this way and it's something. I think it was like that or something. You're only supposed to grip like just just grab the freaking thing and do what you need to do. Okay, that whole thing. But yeah, I actually saw a video about that. uh, I don't remember when they were talking about the grip, the pencil grip on different people, and kind of the personalities or adding a personality to the pencil grip. It's kind of funny. This is this part. Let's see. Just gonna turn this off and move to a different song. Yeah, I guess. And notice, and it doesn't repeat the entire album. I was testing it out to see what it did. It just repeats that song, which is kind of annoying. Let's see. Breathe. Remember to breathe. I wonder, has anybody watching thought of your breathing technique while you draw? If you're somebody that has done this type of thing. Might sound odd, but still, like, it's a really, especially if you're doing a small drawing, it's like really fine uh, coordination or movement that you're doing. But if you're doing a drawing that is bigger than that, I don't know, like have a we call it medio pliego, but it would be like 4 times this size, something like that, because this would be, this is A5, this page, and this two of them would be A4, and so on. So it would be like A3, I think. No, more than A3, the one that I'm talking about. But if you're drawing something like that, you really need to like focus on the lines that you're putting on the page, because it's easier to mess it up. And I'm trying not to. See, exactly. Yeah, you got it. That's 100%. And that is also like people use it for different things. Like if you're gonna uh, this is a weird conversation, but hunters, before they hunt an animal, they also teach that part of the thing, the breathing technique. Or if you get into a fighting sport, that also breathing is a huge part of what you need to control properly. Actually, you know what I got wrong, and I don't particularly like it, but I'm trying to work with it. The angle of the face. She's on the reference. She's way more, or a little bit more slanted type deal. Let's see how. Especially this part is super like fine tuning, so it's easy. It has happened to me in the past. If you go way back, I have messed up drawings at this stage. And yeah, I'm not proud of them. They just are drawings that I've done that I don't like. Some of them I just took them out. Some of them I just leave them up there just to remind myself. Yeah, be humble. A John line? Yeah, that too. You're 100% right. So it would be like more like this, because I'm thinking of the shadow. But yeah, her face actually, it would be like something like here, the end of her face. Come on, just dog hairs. Like if you have a dog, you just have to get used to hair getting everywhere. Everywhere. It's like a running theme in my house. Oh, I broke one of my own rules. Anyway, So leave it like this. I should turn this. I think I messed it up. Oh, bow, bow. I've been thinking of making a Discord. I know a lot of people have Discords, but me not being like a social person, I don't know. I don't know if it's the best idea. Like just set up the Discord and they just, yeah, go about it. Like hi every now and then. It's, I don't know. So many things I don't know that I wish I knew. You know what? F it. Just come on, brother. You got this. You can do this. Yeah. Oh, look at that. I made something. Not too shabby, not too shabby. That's so funny. Like on TikTok, so the stream doesn't cut. It probably will anyways. You have to have activity all the time. So yeah, those of you that have joined before probably heard this. I have to add like a filter. Uh, I find it funny because I have the reference up on the screen. The filter is on the reference rather than me, which yeah, it's good for me. I don't care. Just gonna do another shot so I don't just do a hair shot so I don't mess it up. Because another thing I learned is doing this, like filming and doing a drawing, like a fine-tuned drawing. Yeah, wouldn't recommend it unless you're doing it with a tripod and like separating the camera. Okay, I'm fine with that. And here too, you're in the money about that. About the hairline. But I think, honestly, honestly, with my heart on my hand, I think I've gotten better doing portraits than before. Which is the whole idea as to why I started in this in the first place. Hmm. I wonder if I don't know. I have to find a player that just does what the other ones used to do. You just you connect it to a folder and it just plays a thing. You don't have to do much more than that. Like now the Windows one just doesn't do it. I don't know why it doesn't do it. It's weird. I'm old and complaining. Actually, actually, her neck gets here a bit. Huh? Photo sideways when I map out the hair. Oh, like you have the reference like this, that type of thing. I got so many things wrong with this, but I don't know. There's something that is kind of working. Like I can see, like the teachers I had that taught portraits, they'll be like, "Why are you not measuring anything? Just let me." Here towards the bottom, like that type of thing. I never thought of that. That might work. Let's check that out. Oh, now it's playing the actual thing, or maybe I don't know. I did something and apparently now it's playing the whole folder, which is so you. Oh, interesting. Like kind of to change the visual the visuals on the reference, right? Like what I've done multiple times, which now looking at it, um, Mr. Mark, is look at it like through the light. I don't know if you can see that on the something like this. It will look like that. If it's well, for those of you that don't haven't drawn anything, this might be new. But those of you that know what I'm talking about, this is that makes sense. Yeah, I mentioned this before when you're talking about the details on the reference. Changing the way you're looking at it's really important. And on digital, if you see most tutorials about it, they talk about flipping the image, which yeah, would recommend it. Uh, but I've never heard of what you mentioned. I've what I do is flip my drawing, which changes like refreshes. It's like when you hit F5 on your keyboard and it refreshes the website. That's same concept, but with your eyes. At least it works for me. I should get closer here. Let's see. I gotta be here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the type of thing what you're mentioning about flipping the image sideways is one of those things that for hair specifically that's what you're mentioning. That's one of those things that once you actually start doing the the actual work is like the tricks that you kind of learn along the way. Like what I've mentioned about the actually saw that on another video. What I mentioned some stream ago that for example the eyes and the mouth you can set it up like just have the points where the corners of the eye are positioned on the face and then do the outside and then you just have proceeds to mess it up. But this is the idea. So like a really I would say like I was gonna say cartoon but it's not cartoon like comic book esque uh, silhouette type thing. So to that you add the nose and after you add the mouth. I'm gonna look for the guy that was talking about this because I had a book before that that mentions similar tricks. It just doesn't get into your brain. Hey, thanks for joining. Uh, Toby McNamara, how's it going? So, that mini explanation, let's put that aside. Just keep going with this. I'm always hesitant about this adding these shadows because they're so subtle you can easily mess it up with this. And I'm trying to do something that if you're really gonna do a technique would take a long time to or some time to actually make it realistic if you want to go for realistic because you have to be really subtle and this paper which is something that you cannot see through the stream I didn't know the way it was because yeah I just bought it online but this paper seems to be better for like water. No, I don't think it's gonna. It's a. This is like a weird. Uh, you gonna listen to me? Dang it. Ah. That's terrible. I wonder why. Huh. Oh my lord. Maybe the music is too loud. Something like that. Huh. I'm curious. Sorry. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. Better? Can you hear me now? ¿Me escucha? Bueno, test audio. No, I don't wanna test the audio. I just wanna know if people can hear me. Okay. I guess I pushed the music too loud. Probably. Sorry for that. I lost my train of thought with that comment. The shadows. Oh, that you can mess up with the shadows. They're so subtle. Yeah. There, in this image, it's so easy to mess it up. Like you can do a little pass on it, and I was talking about the paper. That thank you for for helping me getting back into the subject. This paper, it seems like it could handle a little bit of water, but not full watercolor because it's thicker than other pages that I've used, and it also has this sort of texture, but I don't know if it can hold that much water. So I don't know if it's the texture and the thickness is a consequence of the paper being cheap, or if it is something uh, like that they intended, meaning that the paper was meant to be a little bit like this, so you could grip whatever you were throwing at it. But yeah, it's not my point about the page, which it's not the same proportions. Anyway, my point about the paper is that it doesn't go well with this. It should be way more smooth. So I wouldn't have an issue doing this sort of thing. How much does it absorb? Um, I just for precaution, I put a page behind it. But if you see, At one point, I was painting this one, and it didn't like this guys the Sharpies. Sorry, they go through almost everything. And most of the pages that I use, actually my desk is kind of stained because of that. Like if you're using a Sharpie, it just goes through anything. So it absorbs quite a bit, but I don't think it can hold enough. Well, I guess you can play around with a little bit of water, and it should be fine. You can do it in any type of paper, but you're risking like bringing up the page, like the page fibers, which is yeah. I don't think there's a lot of people that have joined my streams that know what I'm talking about, or it's more of a technique type thing. That if you're not into the subject, like, oh yeah, whatever. But yeah, if you add enough water to most pages, you can lift up the fibers on the page, and you're actually messing up the illustration or the technique that you're trying to achieve. So that's why kids, the watercolor paper is super thick. I think I have some somewhere. Maybe I put it elsewhere. Where the heck is it? Nah, it's not accessible. It's like super super thick paper. Something like this. And you're right about the hair. I'm just going with it, but cold press? I didn't know it was cold press. That's interesting to learn. So I'm guessing you study illustration or maybe fine arts. If you know about that kind of thing, you're really in the weaves of what I'm talking about. Oh my back. Oh lord. Ugh, I wasn't expecting that. That's a new pain. I usually don't get pain in my back because I used to do a lot of exercises. Might not look like it, but I do exercise every now and then. And when I was younger, I used to do exercises too. I was in a couple sports, so I guess that helps afterwards to kind of keep that build. Like at least you're not all wobbly or brittle. But it's something to keep an eye out for sure, and it's better to just continue to do exercise all the time. So cold press watercolor paper. I didn't know about. Oh, you mean like? Oh, where did my mind go to with that? I actually I wouldn't call it watercolor paper, but I made paper at some point for a class, or that's like some sort of, what's the name of that, camp? That's like some vacation camp thing. They was, oh my god, yeah, it was like a theater thing. It was a really awesome theater, but basically, yeah, when I was a kid, my mom took me to one of those things where they take care of you and that sort of thing, and they teach you stuff. So they taught us how to make masks, and we made paper, which was kind of a pain because you had to bring the whole thing. And actually, the day is for some of the activities they ask your parents to go, so they help you with what you're doing. I just unlocked a memory there. I don't remember that. Or at least I haven't thought of that for years. So I guess what you're saying might be that, because I remember it was just the water. You you can recycle any type of paper that you want, or you need the fibers, and then you can make the pulp, and then yeah, you press it. So maybe that's what you're referring to. Yeah, it makes sense because it might just like a hot. I'm thinking of a iron, when you iron a shirt. So it would make sense that if you add hot uh, pressure to that with a metal surface, they would make it smooth. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. And I forgot to. I think I was already. Let me check. I think I was on 3 shots already. One. I need a. I need another one just in case. Yeah. See what I mean? Oh god. Dang it. I overdid it. It was supposed to be this subtle thing, and just. That's why I prefer. Like, if this was a marker, I couldn't even save that. It would just be ruined. I really like the. It's hard to explain in English for me, but the density of the ink for like this type of pen, because it's super dense. So I'm guessing that if you get a huge amount, it would be like gulp gulpy type thing. Let me just set up something here. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about it, and you're absolutely right about the hair. dispersion. I think I'm gonna try and fix this. I might miss the mark. Come on. Come on. Just let me fix you. There you kind of go. I can add this a little bit there. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Just a few kind of to add character to it, to the portrait. Really subtle. You mean dispersion like with the pen, or I'm trying to understand what you mean by that, but yeah, for sure you have to. Yeah, I like. Let's see if I can find one of those freaking things that pisses me off so much. Let's see. No, this one's too thin. It's not gonna do it. I got this freaking markers. That's the thing. You get what you pay for. So I got this big markers. Let's see if I can freaking find this. Just thinking about it pisses me off. This thing. Yeah, looking at it from afar, they look fine. Let's see if I can find it. It's gonna show you what I mean. Looking at it from afar, it looks fine. Then, once you try to use the freaking thing, if you do a detail, it just, god darn it. That's so frustrating. Let me see if I can get it closer on the. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, is talking about why I use a pen for this type of thing. Let me tell you, there's been some testing here. So if you're looking at it right now, let's see where there we are. Just get really in there so you can see it. This freaking thing, like once you use it to try to do lines, it's just, if you're really subtle, maybe you'll get away with it, but you just need to, and the thing starts to just, look at that. Oh my, that's terrible. This is horrible. It doesn't work. Like, you cannot use it unless, I don't know, if it's you're doing this type of thing. Well, I cannot use it for this drawings. In contrast, if I do the same thing with the pen, look at that. Look at that control. I can just do the smallest details I want, and if I want to do something larger, I have to physically force the ink to come out. Yeah, just a small demonstration as to why I'm using what I'm using, and now I cannot see anything. And yeah, I got this camera to try to better the video quality, and guess what, it doesn't It doesn't focus. It just has a fixed focus at about a meter or so. Over the weekend, I'm gonna try to see if I can get the measurement right so it's actually in focus. That's another thing. Oh my god. The things that drives me bananas. You do like with a painting and primer the paper somehow. Could be. This because I'm just I want to keep it as simple as possible without getting too technical. Uh, yeah, I started a painting and I was filming it and a lot of things happened in between and I haven't continued with it. But you're right. If you prime the page or the subtract, you would protect that aspect of it, so you shouldn't get any of that smearing or dispersion. Uh, at least in theory, it should work. But that's the thing. Like, it's not worth it to use this because it's really cheap. Like, I'd rather use something else. I'd rather use um, like just regular brush and acrylic or that type of thing. And it works perfectly fine. Acrylic just dries like awesome. It's just kind of I would say it's like overkill for a sketch. And I guess by now I'm more of a sketch artist or something. I don't know. I consider myself to be an illustrator, but I've been doing these sketches for so long that I don't know. Maybe I should do a bunch of illustrations. Like once a week type of thing. One a week, rather. To do a full illustration, like I don't want to rush that. But also, I don't know if I have the mental patience for that. I prefer doing like shorter pieces of work, shorter time frames rather. Like if I'm thinking that I have to spend a month doing the same portrait, oh my god. Like I wanna be done with it in a couple days. But I guess sometimes you cannot do that if it depends on the technique that you're using and how detailed you want to get to the illustration. But at this point, I'm just yapping because I don't think. Well, I guess there's still some people that care about that type of thing. But also there's a bunch that just, oh, I can just type it into a prompt and it's just gonna pop out something awesome. Yeah, and you cannot copyright it. And you have to do a bunch of versions and they're not gonna be consistent because it's just speeding out a mixture of like a batch of stuff. Oil pastels. Yeah, the I haven't actually. I don't think I've used oil pastels. Have I? I'm curious. I've used pastels like Rembrandt pastels. I think those were the ones that I used. Um, but oil pastels, I think I've seen others use them, but I haven't bought any personally. I've been thinking of buying ones that apparently glow in the dark. That probably is toxic in some way. I don't know. I have to do more research about it. But they glow in the dark, which, yeah, I wanna play with that. That'll be awesome. And glow in the dark paintings have like ink has existed for quite some time. They even have tattoo glow in the dark inks. Wouldn't recommend anyone using that, putting it on your skin, but it exists. There's a bunch of invisible tattoos out there. Just glow in the dark. Yeah. Well, all things considered,